Hello and welcome to Rogers TV Community News. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons. 24 hours after a high-risk offender was released into Kitchener's community, he was re-arrested. 60-year-old Kevin Kohler was arrested on Friday after police received reports he had been seen breaching the conditions of his release. A public alert was issued on October 16th by Waterloo Regional Police Services Offender Management Unit, saying Kohler was released back into the community after completing a sentence for manslaughter. He was convicted in 2013. Police say Kohler was listed as a high-risk offender due to his extensive history of violent offense convictions, including criminal negligence causing death. As MPPs return to Queen's Park on Monday for the beginning of a new legislative session, several parents' groups gathered rallying against the speed camera ban. Premier Doug Ford announced earlier this month that his government would table a bill to ban speed cameras. Parents aren't the only groups asking for the Ford government to reconsider the ban. Mayors from more than 20 municipalities, as well as school boards, have asked the Premier to refine the program instead of scrapping it altogether. The province is investing $4.8 million to help create supportive housing in Brantford that would provide support services to Indigenous women and children.
We are especially grateful to the province of Ontario for its $4.8 million investment in helping us build an expansion of Just a House. This support will allow us to serve more women, children, and young women, providing them with a safe, nurturing space where they can heal, rebuild, and grow. Just a House was born out of a profound need, a need for a safe place, free from violence, and full of hope, healing, and the possibility of a new beginning. All of us at Brantford Native Housing have had the privilege of witnessing the transformative journeys of the women and families who have come through Just a House. With determination, courage, and support, they have overcome incredible challenges and built new paths grounded in resilience, hope, and possibility.
And under the leadership of our Premier Doug Ford, addressing homelessness and ensuring that Ontario residents have a safe and stable place to call home is a key priority for our government. Ontario is working with our partners across the province to keep vulnerable members of our society safe and housed. This includes working with the 47 service managers and 2 Indigenous program administrators who are responsible for directly delivering housing and homelessness services across our province.
So all across Ontario, housing is a top issue. It's top of mind for many people, no matter their background or their economic status or where they come from. And we all know that market housing is not going to meet all the needs in our community. It means we're going to need non-market housing to ensure that we can provide everyone with a roof and a safe place to call their own as well. And some of the most vulnerable people in our communities need a hand up in that supportive housing solutions. And that's why today, on behalf of the Honourable Rob Flack, Ontario's Minister of Housing and Municipal Affairs, I'm pleased to announce that our government is investing over $4.8 million through the Indigenous Supportive Housing Program to support the creation of 10 transitional housing units right here in Brantford.
Commuters who use the GO train service on the Kitchener line will soon be able to use the service on weekends. New services start on November 23rd. The province also announced Thursday it reached a deal with CN Rail to purchase the line needed to build dedicated GO tracks along the Kitchener line.
Today, we are in Kitchener, one of the fastest growing communities in Canada. And as it grows to a city of over 400,000 people by 2051, service has to keep up. So we are taking the next big step on the Kitchener line. We have reached an agreement in principle with CN Rail to purchase the land necessary to construct additional tracks to separate freight and passenger service through the Halton subdivision. The Kitchener Extension Project will add 40 kilometers of new two-way track, creating dedicated GO Transit tracks on the Kitchener line, and will enable future two-way all-day rapid service between Kitchener and Toronto. In the meantime, starting November 23rd, we are expanding GO train service on the Kitchener line. For the first time ever, there will be weekend GO train service to Kitchener.
Right on, brother.
With 4 trips that currently end at Mount Pleasant extending through to Kitchener GO. This is obviously a very, very exciting day for Kitchener and all GO train users for this area. We're also adding 18 new weekend trips between Bramalea GO and Union Station, along with new weekday trips to keep people moving, making life a whole lot easier for people who count on this line to get where they're going. Public transit is a key driver of our economy.
All aboard! More GO Transit for the Kitchener line. I am thrilled to be here with all of you today on this transformative occasion for Kitchener and the cities and townships that make up our broader community. Minister Pravmeet Sarkaria, thank you. Your government, initially with Ministers Yakabushi, Yurek, and Mulroney, and now in particular, your leadership in this role over the past 2 years has been key in getting an expansion of this much-needed service unlocked for our communities with this agreement in principle with CN. When you took on this role, you committed to me in our first meeting, the Ontario government will get there. You will get there. You just needed a little time to deal with CN. And today we are standing here with this exciting news.
So I think one of the things to remember here too is it's not just about sort of what that future state is, it's the little incremental increases that are going to happen as those construction works are going on. So 23rd, I believe, of November is when we're going to see the weekend trains, and subsequently after that there will be more weekday and peak trains that are going to be added on. So it's not just weekday, pause, and then eventually we have those. You'll see those incremental increases as we go. So I think that's something maybe that's been a little bit lost in some of the conversation today. So I just wanted to get that out there for you folks as well.
It just got a bit easier for travelers from Waterloo Region looking to fly out of Toronto's Pearson Airport. Air Canada bus service is doubling the number of buses bringing passengers from YKF to Pearson. Starting on December 1st, 10 luxury coach service trips will be offered. Trips leaving YKF in Breslau start as early as 5:30 a.m. and go as late as 8:25 p.m. Coming back from Pearson, the trips range from 7 a.m. to 10:15 p.m. The role of a fire prevention officer is to enforce fire safety codes through inspections and public education. Leslie from Cambridge Fire shares some life-saving tips.
I'm here today at Cambridge 6 Station, which is located on Boxwood Drive, and I'm going to have you come along with me and we're going to talk about some prevention aspects and what we do as prevention officers. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about are these kind of heavier doors we see often around your apartment buildings, office spaces. They have automatic door closers on them. These doors are actually rated with a fire safety resistance. So when we prop them open, you're taking away that effectiveness. We have these little door wedges around. You got to bring your groceries in, maybe you're bringing a bunch of office supplies in, it all happens, but let's keep in mind we need to release that door wedge and ensure that it's going to be effective if an incident occurs and if a problem arises. Okay, so we're looking at exit signs, which maybe aren't so common in your everyday home, but they're going to be in your apartment buildings, in businesses, and what we want to make sure is that the property managers or the business owners are ensuring that all these signage are clear of debris and are functioning properly. So with this case, this one needs a little cleaning. Okay, another thing that we're looking at when we're doing our inspections are sprinkler heads and them being clear of any type of debris. So cobwebs, paints, and even that spray foam, anything that's going to cause a defectiveness to the device, we have to ensure that the heads are clean and clear of any type of debris. Something that's more common in your home, which is your smoke alarm. So one thing that can cause these things to malfunction are these pesky little guys. These spiders or bugs can sometimes get in there and cause them to malfunction. And a lot of the times people think they need to replace it, but really sometimes it just needs a good cleaning, a good vacuuming. This is the same with any smoke detectors or detecting devices that might be connected to an alarm panel of some sort. Just make sure you're cleaning and vacuuming out the devices before you think you have to go ahead and replace them. It's just proper maintenance of them. Okay, so another thing we inspect when we're out and about, we are looking at your fire extinguishers. So a lot of people actually have these in their homes, which isn't required. But when we're inspecting them for businesses and apartment buildings, they do need to be checked monthly and then also annually. So monthlies can be done by your property owners or a designated person on site, but the annuals need to be done by a technician that's trained. What we're looking for the monthly inspections, you want to look at your pin here, make sure that it hasn't been pulled, and also your charging. There's a green area which will probably show the zone of which it's properly charged. And if you find that this arrow is not within that charged area, that signifies that the extinguisher needs to be charged or looked at. So another thing we're looking at when we're doing our inspections is to ensure that our exits are clear of any type of debris. So you don't want to be putting side tables or furniture in front of the doorways of your exits, because that's where people are going when they're in a hurry. Make sure that you're not leaving them in those areas because they're not allowed to be there.
Just before KW Oktoberfest wrapped for another year, Prime Minister Carney stopped by the Schwaben Club in Breslau on Friday for a keg tapping and to raise a stein. Take a look.
Instructions have been given. Mr. Prime Minister, are you ready? Oh, he says he's Vladdy Guerrero Jr. He is about to spank that spigot out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. So that means we gotta get super loud for him. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, spank that spigot! Woo! Wow! Talk about a home run! That was incredible. Let's give him a round.
It's a simple act of kindness that has a big impact. Treat Accessibly's mission is to make Halloween more inclusive for every child.
Treat Accessibly is a movement to make Halloween in Canada the first accessible holiday tradition in the world. Our goal is to not only support children with disabilities, any disability, at any home across the country, but to raise awareness and education amongst homeowners how to be inclusive, how to notice a child with disabilities and address their needs and make it a more inclusive world. Treat Accessibly started in 2017. Our 6-year-old daughter and I were putting pumpkins on our stairs, something you take for granted, and she looked up and noticed a little boy using a wheelchair. And she looked at all the houses on our street and they all had stairs to the door, so she asked, how does that boy trick-or-treat at our home? And of course that question impacted us as parents. I still get choked up thinking about it. And the first thing we did when we walked in that house was make a sign, much like the one you see behind me. It said accessible trick-or-treating, and we planted it on our lawn a week before Halloween, and on Halloween night we treated from the end of our driveway. And that night sparked a movement, and now over 250,000 homes across Canada have the sign and treat accessibly on Halloween night, and we're aiming for 1 million by 2030. Any home can do this. It doesn't cost anything. There is no infrastructure changes. You treat from the end of your driveway. 2 ways to support the movement is follow us on Instagram, go to our site, treataccessibly.com, and find out where you can get a free lawn sign while supplies last. Interviews like this are making them go pretty quick. And treat on Halloween from the end of your driveway or your lawn near the sidewalk.
Thanks for watching this edition of Rogers TV Community News. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons, and I will see you again on Friday.